Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. It is currently 1 o'clock in the morning. We are both extremely elevated right now, but we had to sit down to talk about some things that we have seen going on social media. The first thing I want to talk about is how excited I am about the lava menu coming back to Taco Bell. I saw that tweet. I feel like I've been willing this into existence for like 5 years now. I used to up those volcano burritos, so you have no idea how excited I am. Like the level of excitement that I have for the chili cheese burrito.
You guys just don't even know the obsession that Nick has with Taco Bell. When we moved here, he got on Postmates immediately and saw that they had that damn burrito that he has wanted for years.
The chili cheese burrito. If you know, you know. That's what I used to always eat when I was a child, and they did away with it when I was like 8 years old. So I couldn't get it for a good long while, so I was ecstatic. Moving on from that, the first person that I want to talk about is Nikki DeMartino. She's getting called out right now because a lot of her fans are saying that she's completely out of touch with reality and everything going on in the world right now. She uploaded a video to her YouTube channel of this conversation that she says that she's been wanting to have for a very long time with her audience, but she's just always been too scared to. It was so out of touch with reality, and it did not land the way that she thought it was going to land. You guys check this out.
I hate this term, but I just learned it today. But like house poor, I have never ever dealt with anything like this, and it's the craziest thing, right? I'm paying my mortgage, I can pay it, but it's a really high mortgage. Like, you would think I was living in $1 million home or like a $1.2 million home in Los Angeles for how much I'm paying. I'm literally living in the suburbs of Pennsylvania, but my mortgage is so bad. I'm spending on my mortgage. There's literally no money going towards me anymore. I can't tell you the last time I had a shopping spree that wasn't a sponsored video. A lot of the things I wear are sent for free in exchange for a post, or it's a sponsorship. I miss shopping sprees. I used to love shopping. I did New York Fashion Week at a really good budget. You can get the mortgage to the house. You can get the house. You can move into the house, but you have to see if like you can afford that along with everything else that is important to you. Something that I've learned is really, really important to me is music and travel and touring. As long as I have the money to travel and go to LA. I went from flying first class to coach, and looking back, I used to cry about flying coach, and now I'm like,
so in that video, Nikki was complaining about the fact that she has such a high mortgage, and you would think that it wouldn't be so high because she's living in the suburbs of Pennsylvania, but she claims that all the money that she makes goes to pay this mortgage. My first original thought was, when you moved in there, you knew that you were gonna have a high mortgage, so why are you complaining about it right now? But she also goes on, while complaining about how high her mortgage is, to tell everyone that she has not had a shopping spree in so long. You guys, she does not remember the last time that she had this shopping spree, and everything that she basically wears is either like a sponsored thing with some brand or everyone's sending her all these clothes. I'm like, girl, do you know how many people would love to be in the situation complaining about what she's complaining about right now?
I'm having a hard time sympathizing or empathizing with her when she's complaining about not having a shopping spree and not knowing the last time that she got to go shop was, because there's people here in America right now that don't even know when their last meal was. And she's on here whining. I want to know what kind of car she was sitting in, because I know it was a higher end car.
Now I'm kind of curious, like, how much is her mortgage a month? Like, how much is she paying? Because she was like, it's not like I'm living in $1 million or like a $1.2 million home over in LA. So how much is her mortgage? Like, she has to be making like some good money off of social media still.
And that right there proves that she's out of touch with reality, because a $1.2 million home in LA is probably
a shoebox.
Yeah, a shoebox. Totally cardboard box.
I sympathize with the fact that she says this is really taking a toll on her mentally, but the fact that she came online to millions of people to complain about the fact that she can still afford to pay her mortgage is just a very high mortgage. She'd rather be having like shopping sprees and traveling and all of that. I get it, but that's never gonna land correctly to your audience.
I hate the whole woe is me. Like, I get it. Influencers go through things because they're people too, but she knew what the mortgage was when she signed up for it. And the fact that she can even get on there and say that people send her clothes and that all of her clothes come from people sending it to her for sponsored posts and stuff, that right there should have been enough. Like, when she was watching that back editing it, she should have sat there and thought to herself, how are the people watching this that may be in a worse situation than me, which 99.9% of people are, how that's going to come off to them, because it's completely unrelatable. It's not a move that I think that any social media influencer should take with millions of followers.
I wonder how she was feeling while she was sitting there and editing that. I wonder if she did it herself or if she has an editor. Do you remember Jordan Cheyenne when she made her child cry for a YouTube video and she got caught and called out? She had to leave the internet completely for a good long while. It's giving me like total those vibes.
It's definitely like anything for attention, and a lot of people think that all attention is good attention, but this is not good attention. She's literally asking people to pry into her life, because I guarantee you that there's going to be people on Reddit, they're going to pull up her house, they're going to look into all this different shit that she puts in these YouTube videos, and they're gonna start adding it up. You're gonna see videos come out about Nikki DiMartino. I'm 100% sure of it, where she's showing a purse and it'll be like with a $3,700 price tag, and then it'll be like some shoes or something. Those videos always happen after influencers upload videos like this.
And moving on from that, somebody else that I've seen going viral over on TikTok the past few days is none other than Gwyneth Paltrow, and she's always getting talked about for that goop bullshit that she's involved in.
She's weird. That lady is so strange to me.
Well, the reason that she's getting talked about right now is for like a slew of reasons. First of all, people don't agree with her dieting techniques and all of that.
I did not think Gwyneth could get any more dangerous to the public, but then she posted this.
Eat something about 12, have coffee, have bone broth for lunch. I'll do Pilates or infrared sauna for 30 minutes. Dinner, I try to eat according to paleo. It's really important for me to support my detox.
Are you out of your mind?
So many trigger warnings for what I'm about to say here, folks. What I'm hearing is that she eats nothing for breakfast, just black coffee until noon, then has bone broth for lunch, which clocks in at a measly 40 calories per cup, then does a whole hour of exercise, 30 minutes of sweating in a sauna, and then has some vegetables for dinner to support her detox.
Go on.
So many red flags in such a short 30-second interview. But to recap, an 18-hour fasting window is often far too long for healthy females to help support normal reproductive function. Bone broth, vegetables, and maybe some paleo protein in there, whatever the that means, is generally going to make up such a small fraction of the calories that an active woman needs to thrive. Paleo is bullshit. Nobody needs to be eating like their ancestors. There's a reason why their lifespan was a fraction of ours today. For the love of all that is holy, you do not need to detox. Your body does this naturally every day just by peeing, pooping, breathing, and sweating. This woman is going to die on the detox hill because she basically created this hysteria and is profiting off it every fucking day. I will die on my own hill trying to prove her wrong. Oh boy, your girl is riled up, and I think it's time to talk.
But she is also getting talked about right now because somebody pulled up this old quote from her where she said that she would rather smoke than ever eat McDonald's. And so they're like, well, that's funny that she said that, but it's a bit hypocritical because one of the places where she gets a lot of items for her whole goop thing actually manufactures a lot of stuff for McDonald's as well. So they're like, that's a bit hypocritical, girl.
Okay, I did a little research and I found something that our beloved Gwyneth Paltrow definitely doesn't want us to see. Hold please. A while ago, Gwyneth made these comments about how she would rather smoke crack than eat cheese from a can. And another comment she made was regarding McDonald's. When asked about feeding her kids McDonald's, Gwyneth responded, "No McDonald's, never, over my dead body." It's a personal choice if you don't want to give your kids McDonald's, but I think we all know that this sort of disdain for McDonald's from people like a Gwyneth Paltrow is often rooted in a lot of things around classism, and we also know like there's this access to food issue, and things like McDonald's, fast food are always a lot more accessible. McDonald's, I'd just like to add that I have never met an order of hotcakes that I didn't like. But back to the subject at hand. What to me feels very hypocritical and most likely something that Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't want us to know is this. Here is Goop on Import Yeti, which is where we can see where, different products are imported from. And one of the top suppliers of Goop is this company, a supplier called A-Smart, which has an address listed in Hong Kong. From what I can tell, they get things like plastic bottles, plastic jars, etc. from this supplier. And you're probably thinking, okay, so what? Who cares? And this is why it's interesting. Because while Goop is one of the #1 people who import from this company, McDonald's is right behind them. In fact, according to Gwyneth, the same company that is importing things for McDonald's is also importing her beloved dry brush, hold please, the $25 G-Tox Ultimate Dry Brush is coming from the same supplier who's making things for McDonald's. And that's not to say that it's a bad product or anything like that, but don't you think it's kind of ironic that Gwyneth Paltrow shuns McDonald's, yet she still profits off really, most likely, cheap and unfair labor practices that places like McDonald's use. So she sees the value of a place like McDonald's, just in a different way that, maybe a hotcakes connoisseur like myself would. Also, while we're on the subject, your pals at Beauty Counter are also getting a lot of these same things from the McDonald's supplier. So I just think it's interesting when we think about these companies that claim that they, have all these things where they uplift women and they, are being so sustainable. And you look at the things on the dry brush, hold please. They refer to dry brushing as essential, and they talk about how it's, this product is made out of biodegradable sisal fibers, but you're getting your same products from McDonald's, the place that you shun so deeply. So anyway, I think it's interesting, and I highly doubt that Gwyneth would want people to know about this. P.S. It's all alleged.
I feel like all these Nepo babies like Gwyneth Paltrow and all these people that get rich and famous that are actors have brain rot. There's something wrong with them. And I really truly do believe her when she says that she would rather smoke than eat at McDonald's. That sounds like something that Gwyneth Paltrow would do.
I don't know if I blame her, because McDonald's really went downhill after they got rid of those salad shakers back in the day. Those salad shakers were amazing. How those have not made a return to McDonald's is like beyond me. Like, can we get a throwback, please? Like, come on. You know what else McDonald's used to have that was really good? Was the chicken Caesar salad. I would eat the shit out of that.
Never had it.
Their salads were so good, and then they got rid of them for like these like small things.
I love the salad shakers and the McChicken wraps. Those things were so good.
Yes, the snack wraps. Yeah. Like, how could they get rid of those? Crazy. They always get rid of the best things in the menu.
But have you noticed that when McDonald's brings things back, they never do it right? Just like this past year when they came out with those buckets for adults, and they were supposed to be a throwback to like the 80s and 90s buckets that they would pass out during Halloween. They completely failed.
Moving on from that, Jeffree Star is addressing the Beliebers once again. He's thanking people for the love that he received on his video trashing Road Skin, Road Beauty, whatever the hell it is called. That he bought it himself and he threw it into the trash. Well, he claims that the Beliebers are coming after him like crazy, and he has never been called a more in his life in a 24-hour period.
Okay, you guys, besides Drizzle, today is really exciting because I ordered hot pink ranch machinery months ago, and one of the pieces is here today. It's epic. It's definitely an investment for this ranch, and the fact that the factory and the company was willing to do it, Barbie pink, is so cool. So we're gonna post that later on TikTok for our pink machinery reveal, and then we're off to LA after the weekend. We got business to handle. And thank you for so much love on yesterday's review. The Beliebers are going in on me. I've never been called this many times in one 24-hour slot. And I don't know why people are so upset. Sorry that your favorite released some bullshit products. These things happen. 2023, what's next?
But he's been saying like over the past few days he doesn't understand like why people go so hard for these people that don't really know that they exist, don't really even care about them, all of that. Couldn't that be said for like a lot of these influencers out here as well? Because they have like rabid fans that will like go to hell and back for them. Like they will just battle it out all day for them, and they never get any acknowledgement from the influencers. So I'm kind of like, couldn't that be said about their fans?
The irony in that entire statement is the fact that Jeffree Star is known for his fans like attacking people. Like back in the day, if you said one cross word about Jeffree Star, they would drag you to hell for weeks. And trust me, I know I've been critical of Jeffree before. So for him to say that other people have fans that are rabid or calling him a or whatever, he has just as many fans that are probably doing the same things to other people.
A lot of people are agreeing though. They think the next person that Jeffree's gonna have some TikTok beef with is going to be none other than Meredith Duxbury. But just judging off of some of the comments that I've seen, they don't think it's gonna be the same way that he came after like Mikayla, or he's going after Hailey Bieber. Some are saying they think he's just gonna throw shade at the whole makeup trend thing that she does, and then it's gonna somehow turn into them collaborating together on something.
I don't see that happening.
No, you don't think so?
No, not at all. I just don't see Meredith being friends with Jeffree because...
You don't think?
No, it's like oil and water to me. I feel like their personalities would clash.
It'll be very interesting to see what comes of it, but maybe Jeffree will just stay out of the drama on TikTok now. Maybe he's had his fun. Probably not.
No, definitely
not. And the next thing that I want to talk about is none other than Glamzilla, because she's having a little bit of drama right now because she uploaded a video the other day claiming that Hailey Bieber invited her to dinner and like Selena Gomez invited her to something.
Hailey Bieber just invited me to dinner. On the same day, Selena Gomez offered to fly me to New York. What do? I want to go to both. What do I do? And who the hell am I? Who the hell am I? Who the hell am I?
But the reason that she's getting called out on social media right now is because she was kind of making it seem like she didn't know which one she wanted to go to, and everybody over on TikTok is clearly Team Selena. So they're saying things to her like it's a red flag, that you even had to like ask the question of what do I do, which one do I go to? She clearly posted this video for attention, knowing that people are going to be under it. Like, what are you talking about? Team Selena all day, and it was going to start like a back and forth in her comment section. Well, this is a video that is now backfiring on her a little bit because of course she wanted like the conversation to be down in the comment section, but somebody actually stitched this video and they claim that they used to be friends with Glamzilla. This is kind of like a Mikayla situation that's going on right now because an ex-friend is coming forward and she is claiming that Glamzilla is not the person that you see online, and she says that she has all these receipts about her.
So apparently both Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez wants to take Glamzilla out on a dinner date. And she's like, who should I say yes to? I want to go to both. And people in the comments are like, well, isn't it obvious? Selena. Well, you guys ever heard of a saying, birds of a feather flock together? I used to be friends with this girl, like 10 years ago, when we were both on the rise, but I stopped posting because I had a son. And the reason why I stopped talking to this girl was because she gave off mean girl energy. So I'm not surprised. So 10 years ago, I really wanted to get into makeup, and so did she, right? So we kind of bonded over that. I told my followers, I really want to get a job at MAC or Sephora, so anyone that works there, please help me out. And this girl knew that, how badly I wanted it. So she was literally like one of those girls that kind of like makes up lies to brag in your face because she knows you want something to make you feel bad. She told me how she got an interview and that the company really wanted her, but she denied them and all this and that nonsense. Made me feel like shit for a couple weeks. But long story short, I ended up getting the job, and when I got comfortable with my coworkers, they ended up telling me that she came to drop her resume for the position that I got, and they didn't even want to hire her because she showed up and she was like kind of giving off the energy like, don't you know who I am? Like, hire me. They were all pretty much laughing. And yeah, I just stopped talking to her because why would you lie to me about getting the position unless it's to make me feel like shit and I'm supposed to be your fucking friend? Girl, bye. At the end of the day, when I found out what being an influencer really entails, it was not for me. I don't want to lie to my followers. I want to post when I want. I don't want someone telling me when to post and what to post. I hate that shit, okay? And the more I saw her post and gain followers from it, like, the person you guys see is not who I knew. So it really gave me the ick when I saw her post, because it's just blatantly lying to your face. I have more tea.
But just 7 hours before this girl stitched Glamzilla's video, Glamzilla actually uploaded a video to her TikTok, and it was kind of like addressing the girls that she went to college with. She claims that she didn't have any friends in college because they would basically make fun of the fact that she was doing social media and YouTube. I think she said it was something along the lines of they told her like nobody was ever gonna watch her, that kind of thing.
I feel like anybody that has ever done social media in any capacity has had someone say that to them. Like, you shouldn't ever internalize something like that, so I don't feel sorry for her. We've all been told that.
So I did see some comments down below of this girl's post, because you remember when Mikayla was getting involved in the drama with the waitress and like the ex-girlfriend of Cody and all of that, she would try to get ahead of it by telling like a story that would have to do with something, or she would just throw shade here. Well, they're claiming that Glamzilla must have known in some way that this girl was going to make a video, or maybe she was like down in the comment section herself saying, I'm gonna expose you. Not exactly sure, but they're claiming that Glamzilla knew, so she put up that thing about the college girls to try to get ahead of it. But now I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, she's saying that all these people were mean to her in college and how they would like laugh at her, say no one was gonna watch her. What if this lady is one of the ones that was actually that way to her, and she's like, oh no bitch, you're gonna try to call us out, I'm gonna continue this cycle, I'm gonna gaslight everybody on the internet.
This is supposed to be this look at me now moment that Glamzilla's trying to make for herself, when in reality, yes, it's really cool that she's amassed a following and people follow her for her reviews and stuff, but at the end of the day, her authenticity is being questioned, and that to me is a bigger issue than someone picking on her from college.
Moving on from that, we have to talk about Mikayla once again, because ever since Glamzilla uploaded that question to TikTok asking if people could actually trust TikTok beauty influencers, I feel like that was a curse for all the beauty influencers over there, because they've literally been put under a microscope by everyone in their comment section. So many people have been looking more into Mikayla, and they found a lot of plot holes in her story story. One of the ones that's going around TikTok right now is a rare beauty review that she did back in 2020, and now you have like a newer one where she claims that she does not like this product at all. It's like not even in her top 5.
I spent $200 just for this video, so please watch it. Today I'm giving my thoughts on Rare Beauty. I love Selena Gomez. What a beautiful, iconic woman. I got everything just for you guys. Major fan of the packaging. Illuminizing primer. Definitely gave me an added boost to luminization. 130 neutral in the foundation. Love the applicator. I'm gonna use the sponge. I gotta switch to sponge. I don't like this. Much better. Right now it's a light to medium coverage. I'm gonna see if I can build it up. It looks super radiant and fresh. It's honestly beautiful. Shade 140C in the concealer. Using my sponge. I look hot. I got 2 of the liquid blush because this was what I was most excited about. I'm gonna use shade Bliss. Just put in a little. And then Selena just taps it in. Oh, it blends in so easy. Look at how pretty that is. That was everything I hoped it'd be. The luminizer. This is shade Enlighten. Just put a little bit. It's a very natural glow. I like it. Brows. I love the brow pencil. Added the line and the setting spray. I feel gorgeous. Obsessed.
So fast forward from 2020 to like January of 2022, people are thinking this was a sponsored post from Mikayla. She loved the blush again. It was amazing. It looked great. She was just doing one little dab of it. It was perfect. Well, now there is a newer clip of Mikayla where she was telling people that the Rare Beauty blush is not even in her top 5 for that. And it actually is not that great of a product.
Neutral pink. Okay, so how I like to apply these is put one little dot right. Super easy. See how every day of a color that is? It goes perfectly with the lips. Yeah, I'll be rocking this for every day. This is such an unpopular opinion, but the Rare Beauty liquid blushes aren't even in my top 5. From what I recall, you only need this much, and from also what I recall, you need to like blend them immediately. Otherwise, you're screwed. Like, don't hate me, but I find them hard to blend, okay? Like, it gets there eventually, but I have blushes that take me 2 seconds to blend.
So it seems like Mikayla and a lot of these influencers, in my opinion, I mean, we just witnessed this with Glamzilla. You know, the whole Bobbi Brown mascara thing, and now she's telling people to actually go buy the Maybelline Rewind. I feel like they do so many sponsored posts and they talk about so many products, they really forget what they love. Because I don't believe for a second that any of these influencers that are constantly pumping out these reviews are 9 times out of 10 going back and picking up one of those items that they actually reviewed and they said that they love and using it in their everyday routine. I just don't believe it. So I think they need to get like a dry erase board and maybe put it in front of where they record so they can have like a list of loved, maybe put the date next to it and how many times they said that they loved it. Because if they keep going back and forth, honestly, the credibility is going to be shot even more for people. Honestly, if I was a beauty influencer in that space, I would kind of be pissed off at Mikayla as well. I've seen some people calling her out. It does tarnish the whole community over there on TikTok, and it's going to start to filter over here to YouTube because they really are talking about banning TikTok in this country.
I really do think that they're all having a really hard time keeping their stories straight because one video they love it, the next video they hate it, and then a month later they'll say that they love it again. It makes no sense. There's no consistency. So you really do not know if you're getting the truth from any of these people, and I think that TikTok is really picking up on that because now even if you tag a product, they've automatically started putting paid sponsorship because TikTok, if it does get to stick around and it's not banned, they've already picked up that this is a liability from these influencers, and I think that if it does get to stick around, that they're going to crack down on these influencers and these paid sponsorship because that does open TikTok up to a liability.
They're going to have to crack down on a lot of these brands as well because all of these brands have got really comfortable with just the hashtag Kosas partner, hashtag Maybelline partner, hashtag whatever partner down in the description, all the way at the bottom. The companies need to be held accountable as well. And you know what? Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I was just watching a TikTok from Meredith Duxbury. She's honestly like the influencer that I think does not want to be involved with any of these other people. She's like, you guys have your drama, you stay over there, I'm going to stay in my own lane and I'm just going to go. She's in Tokyo right now.
Good for her.
Like living her best life. She just did Milan Fashion Week. She did Paris Fashion Week. She's out there living. Like, you know what? And that's smart. And with all that said, everyone, that is it for this video. We hope that you did enjoy it. If you have made it this far, please leave us a sunshine emoji down below because it has been overcast here the past few days other than the literal tornado weather that we were living through. And let us know down below if you think Glamzilla was pulling a Mikayla trying to get ahead of a story that she knew was going to come out about this girl saying that she was not so friendly back in the day. Because honestly, I could see it both ways.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the conspiracy theorist in me. And we will see you guys all in our next video. Bye.